on, guys? Welcome back to United View. Hope everyone is doing very well, having a good Friday evening, and a bit of a short, sharp, sweet Manchester United news update. Yes, we're talking about acquisition, 25%, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, INEOS, the Glazers, all that fun stuff, because more developments have come today, suggesting that indeed next week is going to be the week, seemingly, that we finally have an end to the review of strategic alternatives that was put into place by the Glazers a year ago this week. A year ago. It's been 365 days, and now finally, come the end of, or next week, it's going to be 306, whatever, it's been a year. It's been a year, and it's been a long year, and hopefully there is light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to it. Still plenty of details we don't know, but certainly it looks like lights at the end of the tunnel when it comes to a completion of this entire saga and process. And a new report's come out from Sky News today providing some more details on that. And I guess not surprisingly, myself, I find it quite surprising that people have misinterpreted the report today. Nevertheless, there was reports suggesting, or interpretations of the report, suggesting that it was going to be announced today that INEOS had acquired 25% of Manchester United. That's not the case. That's not going to be the case. Most likely, it's going to be next week, and that was always the expectation. Obviously, the reports that came out last week and the week prior about an announcement coming during the international break, it was always said that the first week, this week, was sort of best case scenario, but most likely it was going to be next week, which looks like indeed that's the timeline that people are adhering to right now. So as I mentioned, Mark Kleinman from Sky News has dropped a big report today, basically suggesting that we're going to be getting in this announcement most likely next week. Now, he has gone on to say that Sir Jim Ratcliffe's INEOS Sports could announce a deal to buy 25% of Manchester United for about $33 a share early next week. Again, that's according to Sky News sources. Now, he says that Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the Glazer family are on the brink of finalising a $33 a share deal that will see the petrochemicals tycoon acquiring a 25% stake in Manchester United Football Club. Sky News are reporting that they can reveal that months of talks between the INEOS billionaire and the Red Devils controlling investors for the last 18 years have settled on a price of roughly $33 a share. If confirmed, it would represent, and this is just goes to show the figures involved here, I guess partially why Qatar felt like they were being taken for mugs and overpaying. But if this deal was confirmed, it would represent a premium of more than 75% to today's New York Stock Exchange closing price of $18.43 per share. So again, the price is $33 a share. The closing price today, the actual price, the real price of the share is just over $18. It's going to be sold for $33 per share. That's the premium we're talking about here, which obviously this current today price has given Manchester United a market capitalization of just over $3 billion. And if you want to convert that to pounds, that's like £2.44 billion. So again, a very, very steep increase when it comes to the price being paid here. Now, they do stress, and I guess this gives you the wiggle room for if something doesn't happen next week, even though the hope is that it will. People close to the process have cautioned today that the deal had yet to be finalised and remained subject of ongoing negotiations. However, seeing the likes of Richard Arnold leave this week, John Murtough's job seemingly under increasing doubt, rumours of Jean-Claude Blanc coming in, even some suggestions that Paul Mitchell may even already have a pre-agreement, although that looks like maybe a bit premature to suggest that. Nevertheless, all of these things happening are likely because this INEOS deal is getting very, very, very close to being completed. Now, it continues by saying a transaction between the two parties is, however, close to being concluded. Almost exactly a year to the day, the Glazers confirmed that they were initiating a strategic review of Manchester United's ownership. Now, sources have said it could be announced as soon as Monday, though it could slip by a couple of days. This is really the key nuts and bolts of all of this. The Glazers are said to be keen to finalise the deal before the US Thanksgiving holiday begins on Thursday, because obviously that will delay things when it comes to getting this deal done, the stock market, etc., etc., etc. So the hope is that it would be done by Monday. It might be a bit later than that, maybe possibly Tuesday or Wednesday, but the aim is to get it done before Thursday, which again isn't really new reporting because this has kind of been widely put out there for the last couple of weeks. The hope was to get it done in the international break, with the second week of the international break being the most likely one. You know, being best case scenario, it would have been this week, but realistically, once we got to today and once we get sort of past midday today, which of course we are already at this point, it looked very unlikely it was going to be announced today. Now, what was quite weird about this, and this is just, I guess, sums up this entire takeover acquisition process, is this report came out saying The hope is it will be announced next week. The aim is possibly Monday. Certainly, the overall aim is before Thanksgiving begins on Thursday. So next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now, for whatever reason, people took that as today. Friday was not mentioned. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, so you mean today? No, they don't mean today. It was quite strange as well because I saw a Sky Sports News tweet from Sky Sports. Well, this is what's very strange. So, Sky Sports has several different Twitter accounts. It has Sky Sports News, as Sky Sports Premier League, as Sky Sports, as Sky Sports Football. They obviously ran with the story because it's a big story, but they kind of said different things. So you had Sky Sports News say, not only in the video, but also in the post, that it could be announced as soon as Monday, which is what Sky News have said. Then you had the Sky Sports Premier League Twitter account say it was going to be announced possibly as soon as today, which is not the case. So it's led to a bit of confusion about this. Nevertheless, you had journalists such as Ben Jacobs come out and say that he understands Sir Jim Ratcliffe's 25% in Manchester United will not be announced today. The hope remains it will be confirmed early next week before Thanksgiving, with an announcement this week always being termed as, quote, feasible but optimistic by sources. So once again, it's kind of always been put out there like this. That's certainly the impression that I was under just by looking at the reporting over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Now, Sir Jim's INEOS Sports plan to acquire 25% of both the listed A shares and also the B shares, which carry greater voting rights and are held exclusively by the Glazers as well. As we spoke about earlier on in the week, the club confirmed that the chief executive, Richard Arnold, is to leave just after 2 years in this current role as chief executive. He's actually been at United for 16 years, but his departure is being viewed as a sign of Sir Jim Ratcliffe's influence. Despite the fact that INEOS can't actually make any official changes right now, he has decided to leave. Patrick Stewart, who's United's general counsel, has become the interim chief executive whilst the search continues. Now, Sky News actually did reveal previously that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is to commit £245 million to, I guess, help the infrastructure at Manchester United, in addition to the more than £1 billion he will spend on acquiring this 25% stake. The funds will be financed, according to Sky News, by Sir Jim Ratcliffe personally and will not add to Manchester United's existing borrowings. Reports in recent weeks have suggested that Ratcliffe will take immediate control of footballing matters at the club, alongside INEOS Sports colleagues, including Sir Dave Brailsford, obviously well known for his work with British Cycling. But still, as of right now, no official announcement coming today. Don't expect one, anything like that. We'll have to wait and see next week, certainly. And I know certainly it's not what people really want to hear or anything like that. It's not what people want a conclusion, people want movement, and it's almost ironic, isn't it, that it's taken a year to get to this point and it's 25%, and there are still so many questions that have yet to be answered. Flex was on Bloomberg yesterday and kind of echoed those sentiments, really, that we could get an announcement next week, but really with it comes more questions and a need for more information. But if you're expecting to hear anything today, over the weekend, don't. Monday, and the thing is as well, we still go into next week a bit like a transfer situation where we know it's coming, we just don't know what day. I would think, a bit like with the Richard Arnold situation this week too, that the announcement won't come out of nowhere on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Most likely there will be some kind of reporting, I would think, earlier on in the day to say an announcement's coming or an announcement is expected, boom, 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 at this time. Because it's a huge story. It's a huge story that everyone wants to be first to, certainly as well. So if you're expecting an announcement today, don't expect one. Next week looks like it's going to be the situation. Of course, when indeed that announcement does come, we'll be here to cover it. We'll be live. We'll be posting reactions and I guess trying to digest what is a really, it's because it's been going on for so long. I can speak for myself. Certainly myself, I feel a bit numb to the whole situation at the moment. But because it's been going on for so long, it still can't be overstated what a massive moment it is just in Manchester United's history. Whether you like it or not, whether you're for it or against it, or you've got questions about it, what have you, it's still a massive moment. I mean, it's a chunk of Manchester United's ownership that's acquired by someone else. It's not the total end thing that many people would have wanted, which is the Glazers gone, which I think everyone wanted, which is the Glazers gone. But it may be the beginning of the end for them. It may be the beginning of exactly the same. Those questions are still yet to be answered. What does the roadmap look like? What does the footballing structure look like? All of these questions still remain up in the air, but hopefully we're going to start getting some answers fairly soon. At least that's my hope anyway. And one of those answers comes with an announcement that hopefully is going to be coming next week. So there you go, guys. Short, sharp, sweet update. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to smash the like and the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Remember, you can join the UV Members Club. Links in the video description. It will be also the pinned comment in the comment section below as well. You get your badges, your emojis, your exclusive members-only content, such as UV Raw, latest episode out right now, as you can see it on the screen. There you go, episode 27. Marcel gets a signed-to-hair program, but who is it actually signed by? You can check that out. Anyway, guys, have a great Friday. I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Peace.